to welcome to AM Cafe, your good morning or your everyday morning show on the program this morning. And this is AM Cafe, the last show in the year 2024. My name is Ulushola Ekbodofo, and I have 3 guests in the house that will talk about New Year resolution. In the house this morning, I'll first of all introduce Oluomo Dr. Oluseyi Atoda. Is a medical doctor and at the same time a traditionalist. Is the president Nigeria Worshippers Association. And you're welcome to this AM Cafe this morning, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
And also, I will also introduce Dr. Badmus Abdulwahid. Is a lecturer, a PhD holder at the Fountain University. You're welcome.
Thank you so very much. Good morning.
And my father in the Lord, I will introduce Bishop Dola Salako Adeoye. He is the presiding bishop of Glory Land Christian Church of Court, Osogbo. You're welcome to this program this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us in the studio this morning, and we are taking a look at a New Year resolution. In the first instance, what is New Year's resolution? I will put that question to Dr. Akonda as a traditionalist. How can you even define a New Year resolution? Must I even have a resolution?
Thank you.
Is it every day or yearly?
Well, thank you very much. From history and even till date, resolutions have always been there. The only difference that makes a New Year resolution to appear magnanimous or of utmost concern is because it involves everybody. That is about the only thing we all have in common, the New Year resolution. When I have my birth anniversary, which we all call birthdays, everybody will have a resolution. But because my birthday is different from your birthday, so that resolution may not be popular. During religious festivals, for a traditionalist, when you do a celebration of your Ifa festival, you will have a resolution. Same for a Christian or a Muslim. During significant milestones in the religion, there will be a resolution. But because the New Year has been adopted by everybody, despite the fact that we all have different other religious calendars that we follow, but because everybody has adopted the Gregorian calendar and January 1 as the beginning of another universal year, that is why everybody goes with that resolution, because it's that resolution that will take care of our political, economic, and socio-cultural endeavors in the society. So essentially, why you need a resolution for anybody who is thinking is because when you're about to start a new year or a new phase in your life, you're supposed to consider where you are coming from, where you are today, and where you are going with your aims and objectives. And Yoruba says, "Pe to ba ko waju si e ko ta, to ba kọ̀yìn sí ẹ kó ta, tó bá kù ìwọ nìkan kó tún èrò ara rẹ pa." That is, when you are faced with a challenge, you look at it. When a challenge is still behind you, you try to look back. But when you are alone, you must be able to tell yourself the truth. This challenge or this blessing that I am seeking and I have not achieved, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Where does it remain for me to make amends? And at that point in time, you must be resolute in your mind. That is where resolution comes from. You must be resolute in your mind that what do I need to do to achieve this purpose? So resolution usually comes from something you want to change in your life to be able to achieve something. So whoever that does not have a goal or a purpose will not have a resolution.
So, Bishop, did you agree with Dr. Atanda?
Well, I agree to what Doctor has just said. Because resolution is about you making a concrete decision to effect a change in the way you do things, in the way you want to run your life. Most times it comes at a particular season that is significant, and majorly during festival periods that people will have to think and decide on their own. This is how I want to run my life. This is how I want to, do something different from what I've been doing before. It's a personal decision that you want to just change for good. Some might have some kind of behavior that they know that is not working for them, and they just say, "Oh, I can't continue with this. This is a new year. I just have to change my way." An husband might just decided on his own that, look, the way I run my house has not been good all this while. I need to think. I need to be a good father. I need to be a good husband. And I need to be a good neighbor. I need to be a better citizen in my state and in my country. So resolution is not just a matter of the moment. It has been from the time immemorial. Right from the Bible times, right from the creation, there has been resolution every time. So we are in the season of making a resolution. And I want to believe that today being the last day of the year 2024, everyone will have to make something a kind of a, resolution in his mind that, Lord, maybe the way I've been serving my God has not been so all that good in the previous year. I need to buckle up this time. Maybe the way I run my things, I need to have a change. So resolution is a good thing that everyone must just make up their mind to do. Without a concrete decision, you will not be able to speak. Even if you set a goal, you won't be able to follow the goal. Resolution is about goal setting, and you decide to follow it. Whether there are challenges on the way or there's no challenges on the way, you just have to run with your vision and with your dream.
Thank you. Dr. Abdul Wahid, as a Muslim, do you think this resolution means something to Muslim parents or to Muslim viewers?
Thank you very much, Ma. In as much the resolution we are talking about is about to move from negative things to positive, and in as much resolution sometimes means being persistent on good things you've been doing and improving on it in the future time, I want to say that resolution is not something that's supposed to be attached with a particular time. Though resolution is something that is common and it's very, very germane in human's endeavor, because be you a Muslim, Christian, traditionalist, we all need to move from one condition that is not palatable to us to better one that will not better only us, but will better entire generality of community people. So, and I want to say, like our fathers in Christianity used to say, Mafi Balareda Ola. Since resolution is something that has to do with determination and having ambition from righting the wrongs you've been doing, I don't think it is necessary Islamically to attach it with a particular time. It's supposed to be something of when you realize that I've not been doing so well, I've not been doing so fine, let me change my way now, because you never can tell when the death will come. And if death comes, you won't be able to have that power to right the wrongs you've committed. And in Quran al-Karim, There is a particular verse of Quran, that is Quran chapter 3, verse 133, where Allah says that وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضُ وَعِدَّةٍ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. The meaning of this verse is that, O you mankind, speedily right your wrongs, speedily correct your abnormalities, speedily seek for your God's forgiveness. And when you are doing that, it means whatever you have been doing that are not good, you leave it aside and you continue to do good. And when you do this, there is no way you will not be dwelling in the paradise in the day or in hereafter. So what I'm saying in the essence is that resolution is something that is natural. And this naturality that we are talking about Islamically is not restricted to a particular time. Anytime you discover that you've not been, like they will say, the day the madman realizes that it's not, the person is, you understand, we should not restrict it to a particular time. But as we are entering another year now, so something like that, you can also have a kind of look at the way you've been living it before, look at the way you are, and project, set a realistic goal to perfect your, to correct your past, so that your present and future can be better off than that of yesterday.
How can we sustain it?
So if you want to sustain that, if you want to sustain it, you need to have the grip of your mind, of your heart, because most atrocities that we are committing, those abnormalities that we are committing, used to come from our hearts. When you have a change of hearts, and that is why I said you need to set a realistic goals that you know that you cannot, that are not realistic, that is beyond human capacity. You don't have control on that. But the one we have control on is your mind. Be the driver. Don't let the body drive your mind for you. So when you stick to your book of religion, and you have that set of mind that I want to realize this. For instance, our father is a medical doctor. He set a goal, and this is what I want to become, and he walked in that path. And here we are today. He is a medical doctor over the years. And I pray God should spare our lives to maintain whatever we have achieved. So what I'm saying is, in essence, that you need to be the driver of your own art. So and when you release your art to frivolities, abnormalities, it will take master. It will be the master that will be driving your art for you. So as you are resoluting in all your activities today, you need to be the driver of your mind and soul.
Bishop, how do you think we can sustain this resolution we are talking about? Do we have any examples in the Bible, or what?
There was a time in the Bible when Joshua was about to finish his course. So that was in the Joshua chapter 24. He was about to finish his course, and he knew that the children of Israel were about entering into another realm of life. So he just have to call them, all the elders together, and says to them, choose you these days. That is, make a concrete decision. That is, even after I might have gone as your leader, you must make a concrete decision whether to sustain the temple you have been coming with God. Choose you these days whom you shall serve. Whether the God that your father do serve beyond the Jordan, or the living God. So, what am I saying in essence is that it is a particular time that people will just have to look at it, that yes, I must do something and I must be able to sustain it. Joshua was looking at want to sustain it, that this thing must continue, that this serving God must not end with his era. serving God must continue, must be a continuous a process, a continuity in that realm. So it comes from the heart. Their heart must be made right. It must be a decision from the heart. When you make a decision that is on the lips, it won't take much time before you just negate on your decision and your word. But when the decision is from your mind, you will follow your mind, and your mind will just lead you in the path you should go. It's a thing of the heart. I'm not going to lie again. It's a thing of the heart. I'm not going to drink again. It's a thing of the heart. I'm not going to fornicate again. It's a thing of the heart. Nobody can confess a fornicator except the decision comes from his mind. And there's nothing anybody can do to change another person, but it must be from their own heart. So to sustain a resolution, it must be a thing of the mind. And then you must be determined. There comes a determination in that area. You must be determined to follow the goal, the new goal that you have set for yourself. You must be determined. You must not be distracted from what you have set to do. And when we are able to get to that level, then to move forward in life will just be easy for us. As a Christian, as a Muslim, as a traditionalist, we must be able to make a decision to make a life better than with the way. That is just like my doctor has just said the other time, is from moving from one negative end to a positive place. So we must, migration is normal. You must migrate from one level to another. You must migrate. Migration is just normal. So there's a decision. You just have to migrate from where you are coming from to another level. Look at those years too. You are ending a year. You are transiting to another year. So that's migration. So the migration you must sustain.
Dr. Okonda, as a traditionalist, how do we maintain or sustain the resolution? Then is there any punishment if I decided that this is what I wanted to do and I did not do it? Is there any punishment for that?
Certainly. I think for we to sustain resolution, what must be alive in the heart of everybody is the fear of God. Once you have the fear of God, then every other thing becomes minor. And I think for religious leaders, we all have a mandate or a responsibility to return the fear of God to the minds of everybody. Then as we return the fear of God to the minds of people, then religious leaders must also wear a coat of fear no man and speak the truth always. Once we do that too, then with the fear of God, we will be bold enough to ask questions. And once you know they will ask questions, everybody will know there will be a time to account for what you have done. But unfortunately for us, we are in a society that even New Year resolution itself is just like a festival. You come to a place of worship, it happens everywhere. By 12 midnight, we all stand up one after the other. And everybody just starts talking. Just like my brother said, that a realistic decision. Even the person saying New Year resolution is laughing. He knows it is not possible. And all of you there know he cannot achieve what he has said. And everybody says, osogbo. So we have more or less, or even somebody who is outside throwing banga, who was not in the place of worship when you are praying. Then after prayer, it becomes the return of the resolution, and he also just rushes into the place of worship. And he also, so we have more or less turned it like a carnival thing. And we have forgotten that it is the word of the mouth. And we traditionally say that
Even Christian believers.
so that is why I say that a lot is upon religionists, religious leaders, to let people know that what you are not yet ready to do, please do not. I think even people should go through counseling before they come into resolution, because it's not a game. It's not a play. You have come before your God to say, this is what I choose to do. So after we have done that, to sustain, I think from time to time, we must remind people. Now remember, 7 days ago you took a resolution. 3 months ago you took a resolution. By 6 months, we should all review that resolution you have taken. How far have you gone? And after we do that generally, one-on-one, I should be able to call my brother, aka doctor, not just here, I'm just so bye. Are we doing that? I think that will go a long way to help people. Sustaining resolution also, government also has a role to play. Because at times when you decide you will not do this again, I'll give an example. Somebody who was stealing or who was doing something negative to be able to raise funds, money for the family. Yes, we may say it is wrong to steal, but we are all not as strong in our hearts that when we are faced with challenges, some may falter. And that decision they had taken not to go back to their old ways. So that's why I say government also has a role to play. I've said religious leaders have a role, government has a role, society has a role.
I'm still coming to that. Thank God I have the 3 religious leaders here. What do you think we can, what are you thinking or you're preaching to your followers? That's the next question. As
preaching regarding what?
How people should change their ways. Like, thank God I have the 3 religious doctor, bishop. What do you think we can do to improve, to make life better for every members or the country?
Well, as a matter of fact, the point is this. In every society, you have different type of people. In every congregation, you have different type of people. Depending on the mindset of people you gather together, then you must be able to, preach to them across board, not offending this, not offending that, but preaching the truth of the Word of God. And what the Word of God says concerning living right with yourself, with your other neighbors, with everybody around you, your responsibility to your government, your responsibility in the house. Most times we settle quarrels which are not supposed to exist in the first instance in a family. In a family, people should realize that, can I do this to my wife? If you have the fear of God, you won't do that. Can I do this to my children? If you have the fear of God, you won't do that. Can I do this to my husband? If you have the fear of God, you won't do that. That's where religion leader comes in. We must be able to, teach the people and lead them the right way they should do. Tell them this is right. Tell them this is wrong. Tell them the consequences of negating or whatever they have chosen to do as regarding God. We must be able to let them know that, look, this is a decision you have made to do things right. And continuously, I know they preach everywhere. Even in our mosque, they preach. Even in the church, they preach. Even our father here, they send message across. But it depends on people that are hearing it. Whether to do what they are saying. We can only preach. We can't force anybody to do anything. We can't force them to do. Even government can live, down their programs, but it is left for the people to abide with it. So we have our responsibility as individual, as people, even as churchgoer, as a good Muslim, as a good traditionalist, we have our responsibility to our God and to ourselves and to our state and to our nation. So the aspect of preaching is compulsory for us to say the right thing so that people will understand. In the simplest form you can say it so that they can know this is right and this is wrong. Decision making comes from individual, but it must be based on what they are hearing. If you don't go to a place of worship, how will you hear it? You will not even know whether you are doing the things rightly or you are doing it wrongly. But the Bible is there to show you the path. The Quran is there to show you the path. Our fathers there, they are there to show you that we can't force anybody. We can't force anybody.
Dr. Badmus, as a
You
Muslim,
can't force anybody.
clerics.
If you notice very well, the number of mosques we are having is increasing every day.
Yes,
Likewise, the church.
yes.
Even traditionalists. Our own duty is to admonish our people.
That is it.
And Allah says, وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا. We will not punish any soul until when we have sent a particular set of people to them. So we as agents of God on earth, we do preach every day, we do preach weekly, but forgetting that these people we are preaching to, they also have their own community, the people they belong to. Because if you listen to a sermon, for instance, now, and the kind of people that are that you surrounded yourself with are bad eggs, there is no way. There is no way. You will still go back to that, your normal routine. And that is why it is advisable for us to be in the company of good people. If you are in the company of good people, even if you are bad before, the stylistically, you will go through their way. So it is very, very important for you to be associated with good people. Even when you want to commit an error, they will call your attention to it. This is not the way. But if you are a good person and you surrounded yourself with bad people, before you know it, you are already part and parcel of them. So we do preach to people every time. Another thing is for people to follow. For instance, if you are in a burial ground, for instance, and the malams are praying for the deceased person, you will see how the fear of God will be in every one of us. But immediately we leave. That is the end. And that is the reason why they call this our heart al-qalb in Arabic. Something that used to change time to time, from time to time. So that is why I said you need to have the grip of your heart. So when you listen to something, and you have that determination to follow it, you need to be doing reassessment every time. Am I following? Am I still like people? They will be asking themselves, "Are we in power? Are we in power? Are we in power?" When you are asking that question, you are giving your subordinates that assignment to be at alert. So you need to be asking your mind from time to time, am I still on the right path? Am I still doing the right thing? Am I still on my resolution? So we need to be associated, in a nutshell, we need to be associated with good people. A woman in her husband's house, and she's dining and wining with rotten people outside that they don't even have home. Anything you bring to their table in the manner of seeking advice, they will advise you wrongly, and you will be thinking they are the perfect people, and you follow it. Before you know it, you are outside. You are out of your husband's house because they don't have one, and you've already associated yourself with them. So the advice they'll be giving you may not be in tandem with what you needed in your own. So you need to be surrounded yourself with good people, even with scholars, Muslim scholars, traditionalists, Christian scholars. You need to be associated with yourself with good ones. Because somebody you see as a cleric like you, and you want to table your problem, you don't know his background, You don't know where it's coming from. You may say, as the things are now, we need to double seal. And something that is not even in consonant with what God is preaching. So, and when you go into that way, things may be booming, but what is going to be the repercussion of that boom that we are talking about? So, in a nutshell, we need to be associated ourselves with good people. In as much we are listening to sermons everywhere, every time. So, what can sustain it? One of the things that can sustain it is to be associated with good people in our community.
Yeah, for me, I think we should go back to the basics, the beginning. There's only one thing that is common to all religions, and that is what we should preach as a nation, as a society, in the religious homes and in our private homes. Love. Love. Tábà ti sọ ìfẹ́ náà, ìfẹ́ bá ti sọnù, gbogbo nǹkan ló ti kúrò ńbẹ̀. And I think that is just what is missing. Because when there is love, you will know you must love your neighbor as yourself. What you will not do to yourself, you should not do to your neighbors. What you don't want others to do to you, you will not do to others. Then after that, then we must remember and be bold enough to tell people that there is repercussion. I say, once you have done it, there is a repercussion. Then after that, we must change an old way of ours. That even when somebody has done something wrong and there's repercussion, we look away and we are not bold enough to talk about it. I don't know at what point in time we came up with this statement that we don't talk ill of the dead. It's a bad thing. When somebody has done something wrong, if we are able to say that we want Mr. A, he was asked not to do this, and he has done, look at the end. When you go back to Kuga, when you go say that, be you bash by your banny. When somebody want, oh, not he gani. But nowadays, even the man we know he has done well. Yes, we can pray for the repose of his soul, for God to forgive him in his infinite mercy if he so chooses. It is not, even that prayer we are making, some people believe we are only praying. The decision has already been taken. So what are we going to his graveside to now start asking for God to forgive him? It's not our responsibility. But it is for us to preach and talk to the rest of us that are alive. The good the man has done, say. The negative he has done, say it. At least one soul will learn from him. Okay, I don't want to go this way. So we must start preaching love back. We must preach accountability back. And we must be able to do a comparison that Mr. A has done this. This is what has happened. On your battle, Tilutoro, Mbela Kole, Etotu Jena, Tilutoro na, one Laye Lagbaja, Laye Lagbaja, Laye Lagbaja. That we have also taken away from it.
Now we are heading to 2025. What advice do you have for our people?
For me, I think I will still continue to talk about love. I said it, each time I come to studio, that is what I say. We start from government. There's nothing called government. We are government. It is individuals that make up government. So from the nation, if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has love at the echelon of his heart, that he is ready to love every Nigerian the way he loves himself, life will be better. Same for his lieutenants. Same. If Asiwaju, Senator Adeleke has love uppermost in his mind, he will do well. If captains of industries choose to love their employees the way they love themselves, employees also choose to love their boss the way he loves himself. Father chooses to love his wife and children the way he loves himself. Same for the child and wife. Same for we religious leaders. I think 2025 will be better for all of us. May God Almighty allow love to come back into our lives.
Bishop, we are heading to 2025. What advice would you have?
Well, just like our Father here has just said, love is paramount. Love is the key. Love is the direction we need to move towards. If you love your neighbor, you will not be the one that will plan for his downfall. You will not be the one that will be looking for the way you will bring him down. You will not be the one that will be looking for the way you will kill him. There's no love. We have lost everything. If there's love, everybody will enjoy 2025. Nobody will plan to suffer. If love is in our heart, then definitely everybody will just enjoy.
Yes.
But if there's no love, when you can look at what you are ready with. Thank God, just like our daddy here just said, love must start from the president. In 2025, it must start from him. And I trust our governor here is a man of love. I trust him, I know him very well. He's a man of love. And you can even see that in his character and his nature. He's a man that dispels, radiates love all around him. You can't go to his presence and come back with your eyes frown. It will make you to laugh. It will ease you. Let everybody imbibe that culture of making people to laugh. There's no way you come to me that you will not laugh back. No matter the problem, we will try to do something about it that will even put a smile on you. And that's how life should be. If everybody can just, inculcate that into their daily life in 2025, our society will be better than where we are today.
Dr. Badmus,
No.
I know you will preach love too. People must love one another.
Exactly.
What is your view on that?
My view on that is that the word love says it all.
Yes,
It says it all.
yes.
Because as corporate organizations, they are strategizing for better 2025. Different homes, they are also strategizing to better 2025. Even religious circles, commercial circles, we are working into this plan. But one thing we must know is that in Allah, Allah will not come down from heaven to come and right our wrongs until when we change the bad thing in our hearts. As a leader, we need to change that bad thing. As a led, we need to change that bad thing, because majority of this atrocity that you are even talking about, government is bad, government is this, you are under government, what is your own contribution to this? Do you even love people that are there? So that's the reason why I said love says it all. When the citizens love the person at the top, and the person at the top loves the citizens, everything will come to normal. And we'll continue to enjoy our life.
Thank you so very much for this advice. And for our Yoruba listeners at home, we just have about 10 minutes or 15 minutes to discuss this. Kí ni a pè ní ìpinnu ọkàn? Dr. Badmus Adeleke, kí ni a pè ní ìpinnu ọkàn? Àwọn ẹlòmíràn pinnu pé ọdún yìí, ọdún tá a fẹ́ bọ́ sí 2025, mi ò tiẹ̀, kí ni ìtumọ̀, kí ni ìdí tí a fi ń pinnu ọkàn?
Ìpinnu ọkàn, ibi tó ti máa ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni pé tẹ́dà bá jókòó tó wo ẹ̀yìn wò lórí pé bí mo ṣe ń bá a lọ yìí tó bá tán síbí ṣé ayé ó sì sọ orin pa mi, àbí ayé ó sì tún máa dáa fún mi, àbí màá rí Ọlọ́run dé bá. Tí èèyàn bá ti wá wo ẹ̀yìn wò tó ronú bẹ́ẹ̀, èyí tó yẹ kí irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ò ṣe náà ni pé kó ṣe ìyípadà kúrò níbi nǹkan tí ń ṣe tí ò dáa lọ sí tuntun. tàbí tó bá wò pé mò ń ṣe dára lóòótọ́ àmọ́ mi ò ṣe tó, ẹ jẹ́ n tó fi kún un kí oríyìn tí mò ń gbà lọ́dọ̀ èèyàn àti àánú tí mò ń gbà lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run kó lè bá lékún, òun náà ṣe kí ni àmọ́ ibi tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní pé yóò kọ́ wo ẹ̀yìn wò. Ìpinnu ìwánì gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe rí kì í ṣe nǹkan tí èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ di àsìkò kan. Tó bá di báyìí ní ìsìn mo jókòó ní wa ní tó bá dìgbà báyìí o mọ̀ bóyá mi rè ó dìgbà náà. Ìgbà tó bá ti rántí rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe wà ní òpin ọdún tá a wà yìí, bá a ṣe rántí rẹ̀ náà ní ìsìn pé mo ti wo bí mo ṣe lo ayé mi bọ̀ lẹ́yìn gbọ́dọ̀ bá ilé ìwọ̀n ọdún tá a fẹ́ wọ̀ yìí náà dá. Mo fẹ́ ṣe ìyípo padà kúrò ní ibi àìṣedéédé tí mò ń ṣe lọ sí ibi ìṣedéédé. Yálà olórí ni ẹni, baálé ilé ni ẹni, ìyàwó ilé ni ẹni, ọ̀gá ilé ìwé ni ẹni, olórí ẹ̀sìn ni ẹni, ọmọlẹ́yìn ìjọ ni ẹni, òyìṣẹ́ ibì kan ni ẹni pé tẹ́ bá ní a lọ ra dísù 10 litre lítà 5 mo máa ń ra ẹ̀bí òun náà ti ń dá àpására ibi iléeṣẹ́ tó wà nìyẹn. Gbogbo eléyìí tá a bá ti lẹ́mìí pé tí a ti fojú rí pé tí mò ń ṣe yìí ò dáa, dandan ni ká nípinnu ọkàn pé èmi ṣe báyìí mọ́ torí àmọ̀gbà tí ikú òde àti tí ó kà mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́.
Dr. Atanda.
Ìpinnu ọ̀rọ̀ tó wúwo tó yẹ pé ó yẹ ká kọ́ tú ìtumọ̀ rẹ̀ náà ni kéèyàn pín ẹnu nǹkan ká forí rẹ̀ sọlẹ̀ ká wá là pé bí mo ṣe fẹ́ ṣe é ní tá à ń pè ní ìpinnu. Ká pín ẹnu rẹ̀ kó lápẹ̀ rẹ̀ pé ìkóríta ibi tí mo dé yìí o mo fẹ́ pín ẹnu kínní. Ṣùgbọ́n àkàn sọ ní dáadáa ni ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ fún gbà mí yẹn lè ní ìpinnu burúkú o kì í ṣe gbogbo ìpinnu ní dáadáa o torí n tí ó ń ṣe olúkàlùkù ibi tí ń bọ̀ ni ó ti pinnu. Ó lè ti máa ṣe dáadáa kó máa sòótọ́ kó sì ráwọn ọmọ làkejì rẹ̀ tí ń ṣàbúrú tí nǹkan sì ń jọra àwọn àkébé tá a bá a dé yìí. Èmi gan wá pinnu báyìí pé yahoo ló kú tèmi náà ṣe inú ọdún tó dé. Ìpinnu náà ni so kì í ṣe dandan kí ìpinnu jẹ́ dáadáa torí kókó tó ń bí ìpinnu ni pé ibi tá a ti ń bọ̀ nǹkan kan ní wà níbẹ̀ ní Yorùbá fi máa ní n tó máa ń ṣáájú ìpinnu ní ayọ̀ ọkàn nǹkan kan dùn yàn lọ́kàn bóyá ìyà ní ń jẹni níbẹ̀ ni o wípé torí pé èèyàn ò rí nǹkan yẹn ó ń kóyà jẹyàn àbí nǹkan kan tí èèyàn ń ṣe èèyàn rí pé ó ń mú àpá wa ní òwà pin ẹnu rẹ̀ wípé mi tá a bá a dé yìí o bí mo ṣe fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni. Ṣùgbọ́n wáyé ká máa wá rán yàn létí pé bí ìpinnu ṣe wà ní dáadáa tí ìpinnu sì tún wà ní ìdàkejì náà kò sí èta ṣe ń bẹ̀ tí ò lérè. Èyí tó wá yẹ ká bẹ̀rù jù ìpinnu tá a bá ṣe láàárín ra wa láàárín lọ́kọ-láya láàárín ọ̀rẹ́ sọ̀rẹ́ ọ̀gá sọmọṣẹ́ ọmọṣẹ́ sọ́gá ó mà ṣẹpẹ́rẹ́ tá a bá mú un lò. Ṣùgbọ́n ìpinnu tá a ṣe ní alẹ́ yìí ní ilé Ọlọ́run tá a rò pé bóyá ọ̀rọ̀ ahọ́n lásán nípa àkọsọ́ ká kíyèsí o ẹ̀yin lóhùn ẹlòmíì ibi tí ilé ayé rẹ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í dàrú nìyẹn torí Ọlọ́run ò máa wàdà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni àwọn òjíṣẹ́ rẹ̀ kólúkálukú rò dáadáa ìpinnu orí ahọ́n ẹ má jẹ́ àṣe torí ọlọ́bọ́lọ́hún pín òun ni wípé ìwọ Ọlọ́run màá ṣe báyìí ẹlòmíì ò tún fi nǹkan dé pé ìwọ Ọlọ́run tó bá ti ṣe báyìí fún mi o èmi náà màá ṣe báyìí tó ní òun pinnu rẹ̀ Ọlọ́run wá ṣe tiẹ̀ tán òun ò ní mú tiẹ̀ ṣe mọ́ gbogbo ìpinnu tá a bá ṣe ẹ jẹ́ ká rò ó pé ǹjẹ́ mo lè ṣe é ká sì mójútó tá a bá wá ti mójútó kí àwọn olórí ẹlẹ́sìn náà ká sì máa ránra wa létí lóòrèkóòrè ṣó rántí ìpinnu rẹ o tó o ṣe ṣó rántí ìpinnu rẹ o Ọlọ́run yóò jẹ́ ká lè mú ìpinnu wa ṣẹ sí dáadáa ìpinnu tó bá já burú Ọlọ́run yóò yọ kúrò ní ọkàn gbogbo wa.
Bíṣọ́ọ̀bù ṣe bó ṣe rí nù.
bó ṣe rí ni wọ́n ṣe sọ ṣe rí Ọlọ́run ó kì í ṣe ènìyàn ló máa ń ṣèpinnu lórí ahọ́n Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ máa wàdà àwọn àgbà ń gbàgbọ́ Ọlọ́run máa wàdà àwọn ìránṣẹ́ ọlọ́run gan máa wà dà, àwọn òjíṣẹ́ ọlọ́run, àwọn ànábì ọlọ́run gan wọn máa wà dà. Ẹ̀wọ̀n ẹnìkan lọ́ba Dáfídì lọ́kàn ní tí òṣojú rẹ̀ Dáfídì ọba ó lójú ń báyìí tó kó bá lè gbẹ èrè lọ́wọ́ Dáfídì. Ó ní Sọ́ọ̀lù tí ń lépa ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ o, báyìí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí òun lòun wá gún ní kéré láyà. Dáfídì ní ká lọ ṣe ìwọ lóògùn kò sí ìṣòlógún ní ọkọ láyà kó lè gba orí ó kàn sọ̀rọ̀ lórí àwọn lásán ó sì fi kó bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ara rẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ tá a bá sọ lálẹ́ nílé Ọlọ́run ilé ìjọsìn wa gbogbo níta lè múṣẹ́ ní ká ṣe ó dé mi ò mọ tí wọ́n lọ́dún Ọlọ́run ràn mí lọ́wọ́ ó fi Ọlọ́run ràn mí lọ́wọ́ èmi ò mọ tí.
ilé ọtí sì ló gbà wọlé.
ilé ọtí ló gbà wọlé ilé kele tó bá tún kúrò bí tó ti ṣe kíní yóò tún padà síbẹ̀.
tó bá ti sápì new year ó sì mú ìwò mutí mọ́ ó sọ ọ́ dàwàdà.
ó sọ dàwàdà nìyẹn mo tó dẹ́ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ sí wọn gbogbo gbà ní àwọ̀dà làwọn èèyàn sọ kíní ìdá which is not supposed to be. ká ṣe ìpinnu ká dólé lórí ká mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run wà láàrin wa tó sì gbọ́ ìpinnu yẹn olóòótọ́ lọ́lọ́run àwọn ẹni kíní ká mọ̀ èké kúrò ká dẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ Ọlọ́run ràn wá lọ́wọ́ 2025 ó dáa fún gbogbo wa lédè wa náà dẹ̀ yọlú lédè wa náà ó tẹ̀síwájú lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórí ẹ̀sìn ẹ̀yin mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta mo kó wá kò sẹ́sìn nínú lẹ́yìn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta kí ni ó yẹ ká sọ fáwọn ènìyàn láti ṣe ní 2025 làwọn olólùkàn yẹn kí ló yẹ kí àwọn èèyàn wá ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹlẹ́sìn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìjọba àti gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórí ẹlẹ́sìn gan.
Ọ̀dà ìkíní ó ní kálukú ronú kó yí padà ìpinnu láti bí kéèyàn ó ní ayọ̀ ọkàn pé mo gbọ́dọ̀ ronú kí wàdà ó ní kálukú ló mọ tó ń ṣe mo gbọ́dọ̀ ronú padà mo gbọ́dọ̀ mọ bá lọ báyìí gbọ́dọ̀ ronú kí wàdà bàbá tí tẹ́kù tó bá ti lọ láàárọ̀ ó dòdú kò jẹ́ kó tó wọlé kò ní fowó sílẹ̀ kí tí pé olówó ìlọ́wọ́ kò fowó sílẹ̀ náà ni ibi a máa pàyàwó bí a pọ̀ mọ́ òun náà wá jókòó àrò ló pé sí nǹkan tí mo tiẹ̀ ṣe ìdá ẹ jẹ́ kó ní kálukú rò ọ̀nà tá à ń tọ̀ tí ò da ẹja fi sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ká ṣèpinnu tuntun pé báyìí mo ṣe fẹ́ rìn lọ́dún yìí káyé lè dáàbò fún gbogbo wa tá a bá ṣèpinnu tó dáa àárín lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa tá a bá ṣèpinnu tó dáa àárín láàrin àgùntàn tá a wà gbogbo ẹ̀ náà kọ́ ní ìjọba àbá náà lè ṣèpinnu àdúgbò kan ò dáa ẹ̀ ń dúró de ìjọba àwọn olórí àdúgbò ẹja kórajọ kí la lè ṣe láàrin àdúgbò wa yìí ẹ tá àṣàrà wọn yá ẹja máa ṣe nǹkan so ara àwọn ìpinnu yẹn pé ẹ jẹ́ ká tiẹ̀ gbé kí ayé kó rọrùn fún gbogbo wa tá a bá ti lè pinnu yóò dára ìmọ̀ràn mi ni wípé kó ní kálukú ní lọ́kàn pé bí mo ṣe ṣe lọ́dún tó kọjá ibi tí ò dá ń bẹ̀ mo fẹ́ ṣàtúnṣe ibi tí mo ti ń bọ̀ tí ò dá mo fẹ́ ṣàtúnṣe àwa náà lè pinnu ẹ̀ àwa náà lè múṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run ràn wá lọ́wọ́ kíjọba náà pinnu pé mo ti gbìyànjú o ibi tó kù sí rèé fáwọn aráàlú jẹ́ tó ṣe jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lọ́dún tá a fẹ́ mú gbogbo ẹ̀ wà dára papọ̀ nínú.
ẹ ṣe kù ìfẹ́ làkọjá ohun gbogbo tá a bá ti lè dá ìfẹ́ padà gbogbo ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pẹ́rẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ kí a máa polongo ìfẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká kọrin ìfẹ́ kí mùsùlùmí kó nífẹ̀ẹ́ kìrìsìtẹ́nì kí kìrìsìtẹ́nì kó nífẹ̀ẹ́ alábàáláyé kálábàáláyé náà kó nífẹ̀ẹ́ mùsùlùmí ọmọ ìyá kan náà jọ ń gbogbo wa kò sì sí ẹ̀sìn kan tó ní pa èèyàn pààrọ̀ òjíṣẹ́ wa ló dàbí pé ó yàtọ̀ síra wọn nítorí sì jẹ́ ó yàtọ̀ náà ní èdè tolúkálùkù wọn ló ń sọ èdè tó sọ ló yàtọ̀ nítorí sì mú èdè wọn yàtọ̀ náà torí pé ibi tí Elédùmarè dá ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan wọn sí kò ṣeé ṣe kọ́dọ̀ Ọ̀rúnmìlà sí ilẹ̀ Lárúbáwá kó máa wí Yorùbá káwọn tó máa wí Àràbíkì kò lè ríṣẹ́ jẹ́ kò sì ṣeé ṣe kó dá Ànábì Mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kó máa wí Lárúbáwá nígbà yẹn táwọn ò sì gbọ́ Lárúbáwá kó lè ríṣẹ́ ọ̀hún jẹ́ tá bá ti jọ gbà pé ìfẹ́ náà ni a nílò tó rọ́dọ̀ wa ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ torí kò sí olórí ìjọba kan àbí aráàlú kan tí ò síbi kan tó ti ń jọ́sìn kò sí ó lè má máa lọ lójoojúmọ́ o ó lè jẹ́ 31 yìí ni ó wà ètò kùtù di 31 ti ń bọ̀ àdógó jẹ́ Sunday àkọ́kọ́ ní January ni ó wà ètò kù ó ti dọ̀ ìlú kò sí èyí ò níbi tó ń lọ tí gbogbo ọba wa ti jọ gbà pé ìfẹ́ yìí ni ká máa polongo rẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọmọlàkejì rẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọmọlàkejì rẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọmọlàkejì rẹ̀ gbogbo ètò kù yóò tó ẹ jẹ́ ká báfẹ́ pàdé ẹ jẹ́ ká fìfẹ́ bára wa lù ẹ jẹ́ ká nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara wa dínú Elédùà yóò jẹ́ ká lè nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara wa.
Dr. Badmus.
ọ̀rọ̀ fẹ́ náà ni a sọ lórí pé ìfẹ́ ni àkójá òfin ó sì ṣe ohun gbogbo tí ẹni tí ń bẹ lókè tó bá fẹ́ràn ẹni tí ń bẹ ńsàlẹ̀ ayé dà tẹ́ni tí ń bẹ ńsàlẹ̀ tó náà bá fẹ́ràn ẹni tí ń bẹ lókè àwọn náà ò ní ṣiṣẹ́ gbé gbogbo wa gbọ́dọ̀ fẹ́ràn ara wa torí pé n tó sọnù láàrin wa òun náà nífẹ̀ẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀fẹ́ àfẹ́ rí pé àwọn kan ń kó owó mi wọ́n ní wọ́n èkó jẹ wọ́n ní wọ́n èkó mi àmọ́ wọ́n ṣàkó wọ́n kó pamọ́
yóò sì bu mọ́lẹ̀
tí wọn ò mẹ́ni tí ó na ẹ̀mọ́ tá a bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara wa á gbà pé tí mo bá ní ìwọ náà ló ní lílé lónìí ọkọ ò fẹ́ràn ìyàwó mọ́ ìyàwó mi gan ò fẹ́ràn ọkọ mọ̀ fọwọ́ lu ara pé kò mọ̀ sí nǹkan mílíọ̀nù sì ń bẹ lákàtì ìyàwó náà mọ̀ fara owó ńlá sì ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ ọkọ tọmọ ò ní rí ilé ìwé lọ ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run fúnra rẹ̀ kọ́ ni ó sọ̀kalẹ̀ tí ó wàá bá a tún ṣe àfi káwa gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́ ká tún wọ̀ ara wa ṣe ká tún gbèsè wa ṣe iná lọ́lọ́run ó fi wò pé àwọn ẹni yóò mọ̀ fẹ́ràn ara wọn ẹ jẹ́ káwa náà tó ju ìfẹ́ sí ká tó ju àlékún oore sí wọn láàrin so ìfẹ́ làkójá òfin o ìfẹ́ làkójá òfin inna Allah la yughayyiru ma bi qawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim Ọlọ́run ni wá bá pààrọ̀ ìṣesí tí ń bẹ fún wa lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí tí ò dáa kò ní wá bá pààrọ̀ ẹ o àfi táwa náà bá tó fi ìwà tẹ̀m̀bẹ̀lẹ̀ kún bó o bá pa bó o bá bù lẹ́sẹ̀ tá a fi ilẹ̀ wọ́n sì jọ bí ẹbí kan náà táwọn máa lépa burú ara wa láàrin ọmọ ìyá mi kò tòrò dàárọ̀ yìí ìfẹ́ náà ló sọnù láàrin tọkọ-tìyàwó mo ti wí ṣáájú ìwọ̀n láàrin ọ̀gá sọmọṣẹ́ ọ̀gá ó jókòó lọ́fíìsì ní ọmọṣẹ́ ní òṣìṣẹ́ lọ gbogbo tó bá kó dé ọ̀gá ni yóò tún wá sọ pé ọ̀gá mi yóò tún wá jókòó lórí gbogbo ẹ̀ àbí wíwọ náà ti ní ọmọ ńlé tó ní aya ńlé àwọn náà nílé kódà mí inú wọn gán tó níyàwó tó ju titi ẹ lọ ẹyọkan nìwọ ní ọmọ méjì ló bí ìmí níyàwó mẹ́ta ńlé tí kọ̀ọ̀kan wọn ṣe abiyamọ lọ́nà mẹ́ta ìwọ tó bá ti wá ní ìtara pé bí mi mọ̀ sí kó tí mi tẹ́mi yín yóò lọ lé ṣé bí mo ṣe kó yìí ṣé bóun ni ó ṣe lọ́dọ̀ lágbájá bóun ni ó ṣe lọ́dọ̀ ilé bóun ni ó ṣe lọ́dọ̀ ilé tó bá ti nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọn làwọn náà fi ní wá ṣubú sí ọ ṣé wọn náà mọ̀ pé bó ṣe ń kú lọ́fíìsì níjọ́ Friday wọn ò gbàdúrà kó padà síbẹ̀ níjọ́ Monday ẹ rí àwọn kan ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà ní ìsìn tó yẹ pé wọ́n pààrọ̀ ọ̀gá àbìkan táwọn ọmọọṣẹ́ tó sì gbà lù kò tí ì kú lọ́fíìsì o wọ́n sì máa jó lójú rẹ̀ náà lọ tí ń rí yun ká tó wá sọ tó pàdé lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run wọ́n sì gbẹ́ lómi kó ń pò àwọn yìí mọ̀ sí pé why now why kìíní kan àìmọye ẹni tí wọ́n ti lé kó ń pò tó ti yọ ń pò pé àsìkò rẹ̀ ti pé o nígbà wọn tún tó yàn òun náà tó padà tó yàn wọn wá ti jó tìlù tì fọ́nà fi pàdé ẹ̀ nítorí pé ó nífẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn ọmọ tí ń bẹ lábẹ́ rẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ pé lómìn ni kódà kò sẹ́ni tí ó jáde lọ́fíìsì rẹ̀ ìwọ ọ̀gá ibi iṣẹ́ ǹjẹ́ tó bá tiẹ̀ kú ibi iṣẹ́ náà ṣé ibi iṣẹ́ náà ó lè kù fìrì wábẹ̀ tí o ti ẹni sọ fọmọ kan mẹ pé mo ní di kíní kan báyìí ìwọ náà mọ̀ pé wà ti ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ tó wà mí ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọn ò ní dán lóhùn àmọ́ àwọn kan lónìí tó yẹ pé ní ọ̀gá ibi iṣẹ́ ní iṣẹ́ ìjọba tó yẹ pé lónìí àwọn tí wọ́n ń bẹ ń pò lónìí àwọn náà lọ ń fún wọn ní nǹkan pé ọ̀gá ò gbọ́dọ̀ rárẹ̀ ọ̀gá ò gbọ́dọ̀ rárẹ̀ ọ̀gá náà ti ṣerú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn ni bí ara rẹ léèrè tó bá rìtáyà ṣé àwọn tí ń bẹ ń bi iṣẹ́ ṣé wọ́n láàánú tiwọn náà wọn ò lè láàánú ẹ̀ torí wọn náà láàánú wọn báyìí ìfẹ́ ìlàkójá òfin o ẹ̀já fẹ́ràn ara wa.
Thank you very much for coming to the studio this morning. Happy New Year in advance. Please let's love one another as preached by the three religious leaders here. I want to thank Bishop Dola Salakwadoye as the presiding bishop, Luri Land Christian Church of God, Ogoluwashubu. Also, Oluoma Dr. Olusheyi Atonda is a medical doctor and a traditionalist. He is the president, Nigerian Worshippers Association. Also, I want to thank Dr. Badmus Abdulwahid. Is a lecturer and a PhD holder at Fanti University. Thank you for coming to the studio this morning. Thank you for the love that you have for OSBC and for each and every one of us. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Osogbo, and I want to thank the cameraman in the studio, the VTR, the MCR, everybody for making this year a memorable one. I want to thank you very, very much. Even the DG, the General Manager, and the Director General and Permanent Secretary, the Chairman of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation. Thank you very much for cooperating with us this year, and I hope next year will be a memorable one too. My name again is Osogbo. Good morning.